Hello everyone, welcome to the first update of the new year 2020. Christmas and the holidays and even January seems to have flown by, to be honest, and we find ourselves back at Coventry and back to work. And work continues on Night Fright, both structurally and from our point of view on the research and all the other various exciting bits of the project. So 2020 promises to be another busy year. Hopefully even Night Fright returning to the skies this year, but we look forward to keeping you updated all the way through. Rich has been carrying on with the structural work. As you know, we sort of broke the project down into bite-sized chunks, of which the structural stuff is a fairly major one. So really 3 or 4 bits Rich has been working on. The bump stops, which you can see as you go through the cargo door on the far side of the fuselage, they would have been in place really to stop sort of cargo rubbing against the fuselage, when they were loading jeeps and other bits and pieces. So not many C-47s have got those fitted actually, so that's another really cool addition. So that they'll look great. Concentrating on little bits of detail now, like brackets in the front, some brackets in the fuselage for the first aid kits. We finally got the parapack release handle, which Neil's been working on, so we'll have that in place shortly, and some other bits in the front that Neil and his father have been working on over the holidays, some shelving for the radio operator gear and some brackets and just some other really cool little bits really, which is all the sort of the great detail that we're aiming for, which is going to hopefully separate us from some of the other C-47s really.
So here we are, for probably the first time in 2020 to see the small little changes that's going to be either in progress or happening very soon regarding the interior for Night Fright. This area here, close to the cargo doors, is going to change fairly soon. The jump lights for when the red and green lights will come on for the paratroopers, that panel's been made, fabricated by myself a number of months ago now, and it's nearly about time now that it's going to be ready to be installed into this position. That's going to need the full electrics because clearly we are going to be paradropping once we are flying Night Fright, so that's going to require to be wired completely from the cockpit down to the panel itself. Just coming further forward from there then would be the parapack release panel. This would be for the para racks that would have been bolted onto the underside of the belly of the C-47, and then those converted bomb racks would have had resupply bundles hooked to them during flight. That is pretty much ready to go with me, and that's going to get bolted onto this bracket right here. So back in January last year when we were out in Canada, one of the things that we did take was the small little bracket which holds the first aid kits. There is 11 first aid kits in total on a C-47, and 9 of them are kind of on brackets inside the cargo bay itself. We took them all, and it was on a slow burn project to get them kind of paint stripped, assessed, and then if deemed good enough to put them back inside Night Fright. Now Night Fright's kind of stringers had the original holes of where these brackets would have been, so it was quite easy to kind of put masking tape on each position just to show the guys here at Coventry where they should have gone. We got the drawings as well just to reconfirm the numbers of and locations of where they should have been, and Rich has then kind of progressed on getting them kind of cleaned up, and he's riveted every one of them now into position, and they've had a lick of primer on them, and today Charlie and myself have actually fitted a few random first aid kits into position, and which is quite exciting because this is the first time that first aid kits have been refitted into Night Fright since 1945, so it's nice to see a little bit of wartime kind of components coming back into Night Fright, which is going to be hopefully the theme for this year. Well, this is the first time. So this is one of the kind of shelving supports for the bank of receivers and transmitters for the radio operator's compartment. When this is riveted into place, a wooden shelf would rest on this all the way across to the bulkhead. So by the drawings that we've got over Christmas time, my father and myself kind of fabricated the shelving supports. We'd already made the shelves around 6 months prior, so we're now in a position really where we've kind of lined everything up by eye after the Christmas time period. Everything is looking very good. A little bit of jiggery pokery just to bend a few bits and pieces, but that is looking like a very good fit, which means I can then carry on with attaching the upper bracket, which kind of comes across and up to this attachment point, and then the wooden shelving can go in and then opens the floodgates for me to put the shock mounts in place, and then the radios, transmitters and receivers.
So as you can see, we've obviously been busy beavering away. You know, Neil with his brackets and all the detail inside. That's exciting on the actual physical aircraft side of things. But on another note, one thing that we've been branching out and moving into is presentations and educational talks. That's all part of stuff that we want to do more of in the future once we've got the aircraft flying and we've got the museum open at Membry. But Neil and myself have prepared a presentation, not just about Night Fright and the restoration, but about World War II, D-Day and all of the airborne missions in general, really. And we did our first talk a couple of weeks ago where we spoke to 150 children from Pinewood School and also another local primary school, Bishopston, which was Key Stage 2. So we spoke for about an hour and 15 minutes, answered some questions from the children and let them come and sort of try on some of the A2 jackets and the caps and the parachutes and stuff. So yeah, went down really well, really good. At the moment, we've got about a dozen or so presentations lined up to schools and local community organisations and aviation societies and just generally people that are interested. So if anyone's got a suggestion of any local schools or community organisations that would benefit from a talk, you know, do get in touch and we're happy to help.